Hello and welcome to the Intel Brief. Today's Thursday, the 2nd of April. I'm your host, Daniel, and today we're going to talk about Trump has laid out what he describes as US military successes in Iran. Can Trump withdraw from the US from NATO? And an alleged cyber scam boss has been extradited to China. So, firstly, Donald Trump began his update this morning on the Iran war by reiterating what he called US military successes in the Middle East. Speaking in the cross hall at the White House, Trump said that Operation Epic Fury's actions over the past month meant that Iran's ability to launch missiles and drones has been dramatically curtailed and that their weapons factories and rocket launchers are being blown to pieces. Trump said that the country's navy is gone, their air force is in ruin, and the country's leaders are now dead. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Age where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing, he said. So what? I think it's likely that this is a sign that Trump is looking for an off-ramp rather than an invasion in the country, and that he doesn't intend to put boots on the ground as he, like right now. Though this could possibly rapidly change if Iran was to either not talk to him, stop talking to him, or somehow up their rate of fire, possibly with weapons supplied by Russia. And it's still unclear if Iran is actually talking to US mediators. There's been no confirmation from the Iranian side that they are at all open to talking to the US. So there's also that question. We don't really know. But yeah, kind of positive. I think the markets kind of went up. The price of oil spiked, though, as this wasn't a sign that the conflict is going to end straight away. It was just, some people thought that this would be the invasion speech, but it wasn't. So yeah, there was some like positive signs in the financial markets, but not so much in the oil markets. And next, President Donald Trump has threatened on Wednesday to pull the United States out of NATO due to its European members' refusal to send ships to unblock the Strait of Hormuz near Iran, as he intensified his denunciations of their military alliance. Experts say it's not clear whether Trump could actually unilaterally leave the 77-year-old transatlantic coalition, even though he frequently makes major decisions without congressional approval, some of which are held up in the US courts. So what? I think it's unlikely that he can personally pull the US out of NATO, though it is possible he will try, and it could lead to massive blows to international security. As I talked yesterday, if Trump was to try to leave or to leave NATO, there are some massive things that could change, such as how countries see nuclear weapons. I think a lot of countries would try and get the nuclear bomb if the US no longer provided that type of security, as you know, having a nuclear weapon is basically your only guarantee that no one is going to invade you because you can shoot it at them. Regardless, relationships within the NATO alliance are extremely tense. The UK is holding talks with basically everyone else in the alliance to see what they want to do. They've also brought in a bunch of other countries to talk about security within Europe. So there's definitely talks about, what's going to happen in the future, especially after this conflict and after Trump does whatever he's going to do. So yeah, it will be interesting to see. Probably a lot more spending from Europe on defense. And lastly, an alleged core member of an online scam network has been extradited from Cambodia to China, the Chinese state media CCTV reported on Wednesday. They said that investigations found that Li Zhong, the former chairman of the Hanoi group under the Prince Group, is suspected of multiple crimes. He was identified as a core member of the Chinese criminal gang in the report, and the Cambodian government confirmed in a statement that he was being extradited to China. So what? I didn't really have much to say about this. I kind of looked at it from how this affected the Cambodian-Thai conflict, but it isn't really clear what it means for that. I think it is likely he'll face the death penalty. China is extremely annoyed at these scam centers and how they continue to make China look bad within Southeast Asia. And while it's a strong statement, it's unlikely to slow down scam efforts both in Cambodia and other nations. Similar centers are set up in places like Myanmar, where there is like basically no-go zones controlled by Chinese criminal groups. So yeah, how this will affect the Thai China conflict is kind of unclear. It was one of the factors that kind of led to that conflict in the past, apparently, escalated by like Chinese criminal groups operating near the border regions. But removing one person from this is not really going to have a significant effect. But, that conflict has mellowed down. There hasn't been any recent kickoffs there. So positive signs, at least. But anyway, that's been the Intel Brief. I've been your host, Daniel, and I'll see you again next week. It is Easter this weekend, so I'm going away. Thank you. See you.